Hi, good day all. Yeah, I am someone that likes looking at the bigger picture when I'm addressing issues. Most of us, we always look at short term goals, short term benefits, but I think it's better to always critically look at the bigger picture when we are trying to pursue some life goals and ambitions. Yeah, we see this recent trend of people traveling out in their numbers out of Africa, especially Nigeria being one of the biggest contributors of these foreign trips and relocations. So, my advice is the best time to travel, I think, should be in your 20s. Early 20s, perfect. Late 20s, or maybe early 30s, you're now taking more of a gamble, especially in your 30s, especially when you're traveling to study and start life afresh. Because in your 30s, you won't tell me that I would tell you that you're going to start life afresh. For somebody in 20s, it's going to continue life per se. You're basically going to continue your life and you have more time to fit into any system you go to. Mind you, when you relocate, you need some years to stabilize. So somebody in the 20s, basically you're going to do maybe your master's or your degree, and within a few years you've stabilized in that system, and good for you. But when you're in your 30s, I bet you've already started life, but then maybe you have some time to go start again, and maybe God being on your side, luck being on your side, you can catch up. But my concern is people in their 40s and above who have built stable lives. Yeah, I know there are some 40s who things are not really going well for and who wish to start again. But then thinking you're taking a higher risk, a greater risk of restarting your life in an unfamiliar environment, and you don't have much time. I bet you don't have much time to throw away. You need extra 5 to 6 to 7 years to stabilize, and you really have that time. By the time you're stabilizing, you're already burdened with maybe raising a family and the rest, and at the end of the day, will you get back to your former heights? And I'm talking particularly to people who have stabilized. There are people who have really stabilized back in their home countries, especially Nigeria. You see people who were in the oil industry, banking, IT, doing pretty well. You know what it means to be stable, to have that stability in your life. You have a monthly income, your family is doing well, your children go to good schools. Then, for reasons of maybe wanting to not to be left out, fear of missing out, FOMO, fear of missing out. So person have gone, so person have traveled. You want to jump on that ship to join them immediately, and you go to start your life all over. I'm going to tell you that it will not be as easy as you think. When you build stability, build on it. When you've gotten some level of stability, build on it. The children you think you're traveling out for, you can plan. I tell you, you can plan. You can buy assets. By the time one is getting to maybe university level, you can dispose the assets, use it to fund their school abroad. You don't need to uproot yourself. You don't really need to uproot yourself to go start suffering, to go start life all over, to go start suffering in the West. Even if you're not going to suffer, but when you're thriving, there's a difference between thriving and surviving. To go start surviving because of children. Most of us say it's children. Believe me, if you're stable back home in Africa, you're already guaranteed that your children are going to be stable. Plan. It's all about planning. It's when you fail to plan that you get scared. Nobody is chasing you from one village to the other. Some say security that, security that. Nobody is chasing you from here to here. If for any reason you have some security challenges, you can move to another place. And I keep saying this. We just want to do what every other person is doing, not not to be left out. There is a thin line between greed and content and ambition. Yeah, we can call it greed, we can call it ambition. But when you're stable, do you know what it means to be stable? What else are you looking for? That's where I feel greed comes in, because you mean you want to tear down what you have built over the years to go start all over in an unfamiliar environment. For me, that's where greed comes in. So we should just be mindful of what we do in this life that God has given us. So no one is chasing us. If you can raise 20 to 30 million, I mean in naira, my Nigerian brothers, to travel abroad, I don't think you're already a stable person. You can build on that. Do you know what over 200 million people can give you in any business you invest in? Do you know what you can gain? I see medical doctors leaving. Yeah, I understand you want to go and get better paid, but then while at that, think of establishing your own hospital back home. Don't just go and keep serving to receive salary all your life in your Western world. Think of what you bring back home. The millions, the populations are there to support you. These countries you're running to, they don't have people. They are declining. So they want you to come and continue serving, whereas you can be a king in your own country doing that same thing. But you prefer to just go and keep earning salaries. Whereas you can build your own hospital, you can run your own hospitals completely by yourself as the owner, and you can get more wealthy back home. Africa is where everybody is running to. So I don't see why we should keep running. For the young ones, I say, I'm not discouraging any movement. Go, achieve your dreams, but come back home. This is where you will really be that king you want to be. So let us know that there is a thin line between greed and ambition, and let's know when we cross those lines. And not everybody will get the same outcome. Because you want to join your friend who has done the same something and successful. I know there are some people who have really gone and are really successful, but the same story will not be for everybody, especially if you're above 40s. You're stable in the banking industry, you're stable in the oil and gas industry, you're stable in IT, you're a successful business person. Then you decide to tear it down to go start afresh. I can understand if you're going straight to work. Yes, even if you're going straight to work, you're still going to face challenges of stability where you go to. So why not think about planning well for your children who you're relocating for? If you're stable, plan for them. Let them go and study, and not you pulling yourself from stability to uncertainty. Let us really think about this. This is what I'm trying to say, and I have more subsequent videos. But let us really think about this. What works for another person may not work for you. And I tell you, I bet you, if you have built a stable life back home and you're in your 40s and you go abroad, you're going to start from scratch. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be as you think. It's just a few that manage to get ahead. The rest, you may not even get to those heights you've gotten to before you traveled. So let us really think about this before we make that move. See you in the next one.